Coming up, we're going to talk about our ideal days at Universal Orlando. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Universal edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is episode 171 of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. The Diz Unplugged Universal Edition is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged Universal Edition. I am your host, Craig Williams, joined alongside by my co-host, Mr. Ryno Clavin.
Hello.
Hey, and today we have a really fun, neato episode for you.
Really big show.
Really big show. So this is what we would call another filler show. I know we've been having a lot of these lately, but, we were in Italy for 3 weeks, and now, unfortunately, the week that this is airing, we are actually currently out in sunny SoCal.
Yeah, so unfortunate.
I know, right? Yeah, we really hate being away, but yeah, we're currently in California as of the release of this, so ultimately, we needed to come up with something that was fun, easy to do, that was just something that can go out so we don't miss another week, because I already hate how much we miss the show with our travels. So unfortunately, we're not able to be at Universal Studios Hollywood on this trip. Just not enough time. And, well, nothing's really changed since the last time we've been there anyway. So
I know, but it's so pretty there.
I know. It is a beautiful place, but it's when we're going out for other work purposes, it's just going to be really hard to sneak in a trip out there. But
yeah,
hopefully
Halloween time, maybe Halloween time. Hopefully,
in that good old Halloween time. Hopefully, sooner than later, we will get back out there to do that. But yeah, no Universal Studios Hollywood this trip. Other mischief, just not that. So, anywho, that's not important today. What is important is what we're going to be talking about, and that is a little bit of a fun one here with our ideal day, as I teased about earlier in the show. And when I say ideal day, basically, it's Ryno and I each get to choose what we would consider our ideal day to be at Universal. And I kind of came up with a little bit of a scenario for this, just to help ease along the process, so it's not bouncing all over the place like I want to do this and then I want to do that and I want to do this and that. Instead, I broke it down into several sections. So first off, before we start our Universal day, we obviously have to spend the night before, so we need to choose a Universal hotel that we're going to be staying at. You wake up, tummy hungry, maybe you want breakfast, so gonna have to there you go. You're gonna have to choose a breakfast spot, and then, well, it's a really busy day. I don't know if we have Express. I don't know how Express works. Doesn't matter. We have time for 2 attractions in the morning, and then it's already lunchtime. Well, I guess we might like a long breakfast too. Then we have that lunch, and afterwards we're going to choose 3 more attractions, because there's usually a bigger gap between lunch and dinner than there is at breakfast and lunch. Then we have to eat dinner. We're going to be hungry again. And then finally, the parks close. They close early in the slow time of the year. We're not talking about summer right now. It's busy, but it's not summer. We're not going to peg what time of the year we're doing this, actually. But we need to pick a nighttime activity. It could be anything. Could be a bar. Could be a lounge. Could be the movies. Could be mini golf, dancing. Could be anything at all. So we are each going to plan our ideal day, and that's what it's going to be. And if we mess around with this and throw in anything more, well, maybe that's because this is literally unplanned as we're going along with it. But who should go first? Should it be me or should it be you?
Probably you.
Oh, that means Ryno.
I feel like we're gonna pick the same hotel though.
I don't know if we are.
Oh, okay.
Even if we do, that's fine. Even it's all good. It's all good. But if I only have a 1 night to spend at Universal, oh boy, this is a hard choice on the hotel. If I only had 1 night to spend, I think I would I would probably choose. I'm gonna surprise myself on this. If I had one night to spend at a hotel, I would actually probably choose Sapphire Falls.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I thought it was an extremely comfortable room. Mm-hmm. When last time I stayed in it, I was very, very relaxed in it. I like that it's a little bit off the beaten path. It does back up a little bit on towards the end side of Islands of Adventure, but it's also not. It's not like right up in the business like Hard Rock. It's great proximity for people who want the short walk and they want to be right in the action. I don't necessarily need that. I do. I like knowing that things may have the potential to be quieter the further away I am. So I feel like it has distanced itself enough, but it's also not too far like Portofino. That's just like going out into the middle of nowhere. So I don't know. I really like the decor and it. I'm not really a beach guy, so I think I can appreciate the beachy atmosphere that's at the resort.
Beachin'.
Yeah, it is beaching, and no, it's like I don't want to go to the beach. I don't want to go to the Caribbean ever, but when it's as a theme for a hotel, it's honestly not that terrible. And yeah, so it's not my favorite hotel still, but Cabana Bay will always hold that place in my heart in terms of a hotel. But if I only had one night and I have a long day the next day, I need to think about what I'm going to be most comfortable in. And Cabana Bay, you take the chance that you get in a 2-person or the suites. Then it's like I have this whole big room by myself, and I just feel alone because this day is me here by myself, not anyone else.
See, that's what I want. So that's what I picked.
Oh.
I would like Cabana Bay. I've never stayed there before. But I like the theming quite a bit, and I think if I'm going in, I'm going fully immersed in, and it's at the end of the night. I imagine walking back there and maybe having a drink at the Swizzle Lounge or something or whatever. I don't know. It's just one that I haven't stayed at, and I would like to.
Yeah, no, it's really close for me. It's just Cabana Bay. I love Cabana Bay. I love the theme of Cabana Bay, and I love some of the touches, especially in the rooms with like throwback shampoo and soap. But is it the most comfortable room?
I don't know.
Not in my opinion. I still haven't had the privilege of staying in the new towers in one of the rooms facing Volcano Bay, but I hear if you get in one of those rooms, basically at 7 a.m., all the sound effects start turning on at Volcano Bay. So if you are a person who likes to sleep in, then that's not happening.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, they're still going full-blown construction on Aventura, getting that ready. So I'm sure Sapphire Falls is also a little noisy right now. But no, Cabana Bay is definitely, in terms of theming, if I was basing it all on that, I would do Cabana Bay, but I gotta throw in the comfort too. So that's gonna move us on next to our breakfast. And one of the issues that I have with Universal is the hotels do have options, myriad of options for breakfast, whether it be at the Bayliner Diner at Cabana Bay, or grabbing a bite at the frickin' Islands dining room in Royal Pacific and just being completely disappointed with the entire experience there. Not that we've ever had that before. No, we didn't mind our breakfast.
No,
Our
it was
breakfast was
okay.
pretty good. Dinner we hated.
Yeah, dinner was terrible. Breakfast was okay.
But then you move into City Walk, and you don't really have that much. You have Cinnabon.
See, I
Now-
feel like this is a massive missed opportunity. I understand that the idea being that people want to just go into the theme park, but for like people that are annual pass holders or frequent visitors, I think they should consider like adding one breakfast place, just one. Make it like a sit down. I was gonna name a place from Massachusetts, but nobody's gonna know it. Percy's Place, but just something, a small little fun breakfast theme. It can be like a farm or something, and I don't know.
I would love to see in the morning Bread Box be used as a diner.
Yeah.
almost that, because it already has like it has the right feel and idea behind
Yeah,
it. But
exactly.
if it could be used as a sit down diner in the morning and then convert over to its sandwiches at whatever time it needs, 10:30. I know there's a little bit of crossover, but it's a nice location, and you know that even if you do sit down for breakfast, it's still quick. But that's just my idea. That's me blue skying. We did get Voodoo Donut, so that is another step in the
That
right
is a
direction.
good point. That's a good point. Those are good donuts.
And then inside the theme parks, not a lot of options. Let's be real. Basically, you're eating at Leaky Cauldron probably if you're in the studios or Starbucks, but not a lot. But for my ideal breakfast, I would actually, even though I love Voodoo Donut, I would have to go for Leaky Cauldron.
I don't like to start my day off. I like the donuts and everything like that, but I am at an age where eating that much sugar first thing in the morning is not going to be a good thing for me for the rest of the day. So it starts me off and makes me really shaky.
Yeah, and see, I do love a good donut for breakfast. I actually, a lot of times, that's what I will do. I will go in and I'll just grab a donut, something nice and easy. Also, probably a reason why I've gained the weight that I have between that and beer. It all adds up together, but I don't mind. I like the sugar rush, and then throw on the caffeine of a good coffee with it, and then I'm like, I'm really, really good. But for me, Voodoo Donut, it's exactly what you said. If you're going to slogging around a theme park all day, a hot theme park,
Yeah.
I can't imagine a much worse scenario than being weighed down with donuts. If that's your thing, though. I mean, these donuts are big and they're delicious, but thinking about it, they were all very heavy too. And so, yeah, that's why I would choose to go into Leaky Cauldron for multiple reasons. One, I think it's an overpriced but delicious breakfast.
I haven't done the breakfast here yet.
It's very, very good.
I mean, they were serving it the opening day, but that was just like standard fare because it hadn't actually had a breakfast menu yet. But
yeah, they have an English breakfast that you can do there that I do enjoy, and I
they
don't
give you
know,
a sausage in the mouth?
that we call it a banger. In the mouth.
Banger in
Yes.
the mouth, yeah, because we're in England.
No, of course,
just-
sausage
just
is available.
sausage.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just I like it because it can get busy there for breakfast, but I feel like that's always anytime I've eaten breakfast there, it's always been the most relaxing. It's not like that lunch rush or that dinner rush. It's at breakfast. It might be busy, but you can still have a nice conversation in there. And again, it's overpriced. We're talking like $16 for a breakfast, which I think is just plain absurd for the portions they throw out to you on a plastic plate.
Eggs are not that expensive. Mm-mm.
Oh, I mean, in the ideal world, you would just go off property to any one of the breakfast spots around Orlando, and you'll pay $13 for a breakfast, but it'll be 3 times the size and refillable coffee, all you can drink, which is a very important thing for me in the morning. But I love Leaky Cauldron. I think it's a must hit place at some point in the day. So my opinion of it, just hit it for breakfast. But Ryno, where would you go for breakfast?
Well, are we constrained to a time of year?
No, well, say no. It's your ideal day. It's any time.
I don't have a lot of experiences with breakfast at Universal other than the Islands Dining and then the one in I forget what it's called, in the resort you're staying at in Your Perfect Day.
Oh yeah, at Sapphire Falls, the awful place.
Yeah, awful. But the breakfast was fine, but also incredibly expensive. But I would do the Grinch dining, the breakfast, because I actually like. It's been a while now, and I keep thinking about that green eggs and ham breakfast pizza, and I want that. And apparently, the only way I'm ever going to get that is by going to that, because green eggs and ham is never open. So I'm gonna say it's Christmas time. Oh, it's looking beautiful at Cabana Bay with all the Christmas trees up here too.
I didn't even think about that. It's any time of the year, so
I guess mine is Christmas.
oh, but you can.
I don't
bounce
like
around. It
these
doesn't have
crowds
to be
though. I
Christmas.
don't like these
Oh.
crowds that I'm seeing.
Oh, good for you. No, the Grinch and Friends breakfast. We did it this past year. If you are a new watcher or listener to us, and a great value is only in the I think low $30 range to do it. But
And then we got a picture. We got 2 pictures.
yes, we got 2 pictures with the Grinch himself, and the Who's were very entertaining all throughout, almost hovering and like overbearing at points,
It's
but
almost
still
too much. Yeah.
yeah, a little bit too much at times. But the food was, not, and it wasn't bad. It was overall just a really good value. We walked away pretty surprised. We heard great things about it all this time, but it lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
For sure. But now it's time. We got the breakfast in our bellies. We need to go out and start doing some attractions. And so we'll do our both in there right away. And the first attraction I would hit, even though I'm throwing myself all around, I'm off. I'm over at oh my gosh,
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Well, see, the problem is I'm in studios. I might as well stay in studios. So the first thing I would go over and do at studios after I just had my breakfast, I'm going to actually go over and do Revenge of the Mummy. And that would be my first attraction that I would hit in the day. And I know it's a very strange choice, but personally, now that Dragon Challenge is gone, which was near and dear to my heart, of course, I actually think it's the best roller coaster at Universal Orlando. So I know Rip Ride Rocket might have more thrills with the straight up, and the Hulk is the Hulk, very intense. But I don't know. For me, it's Revenge of the Mummy just does it, and I know Escape from Gringotts blends a little bit of the coasterness with the interactive or not interactive, but the great screen technology. But it just still doesn't.
My dad loves the Mummy
Pack
too.
a punch
It's
for
okay.
me. Yeah, I love the Mummy. It's everything from the queue down to the actual. Then actual to the ride portion. I think it's thrilling. I like that it starts off as the slow moving attraction before then you start speeding up and then you go backwards
like
and
that
then
it's
you shoot
inside.
off. Yeah.
Too. It's nice.
It's inside. It never closes down in the rain. And of course, the piece de resistance, Brendan Fraser.
Bonifacio.
Yes, of course. And after I'm done with that, for my second attraction, I would then have to go, if I'm only doing one more thing over in Universal Studios Florida today, which I'm selling that, I have to go over and do ET Adventure, the quintessential classic Universal Orlando attraction. And it is that weird acid trip, but it's an acid trip that we all want to take. Going to E.T.'s Green Planet, where he's saving the day with his healing touch. So
Weird baby-faced plant thing scares me.
welcome.
Oh, you have arrived.
Yeah, it's just bizarre and scary, and I love it to death. So yeah, those are my 2 attractions I do in the morning: Revenge of the Mummy and E.T.
I thought you hated that they were playing his theme song. Didn't we have this conversation once a long time ago that it always bugs you that when you get into the second part of the attraction that when you're on E.T.'s planet, the song they're banging on their drums and playing is the do 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 do.
Their voices, the way they sing it, annoys me, and that's like almost like.
But you're like, how would they know the song? But I'm like, that's the point. It's his theme song because that's the song they sing on his home planet.
Yeah, it is a stupid aspect of it, but it's E.T. Adventure. It's amazing.
So I am jumping around, and this, I know
It's your ideal day.
it's ridiculous because I'm so close to Hogsmeade. Why would I do what I'm about to do? Because I think you should experience it as if you are a student going to Hogwarts for the first time. So I leave the Grinch and Friends breakfast. I go over, a walk on foot to the Diagon Alley area. And I go in because it's like Hagrid's bringing me through my first trip. And I go in and I experience that area. I go on Escape from Gringotts. I couldn't remember the name for a second. Then see, this is the hard part. I don't consider the train an attraction. I consider it transportation.
I'll let you have it as transportation. on
Okay,
this one.
because that's what I'm saying. Because that you need to do the Escape from Gringotts, get on the train, then go over to you, then get to school and go on Forbidden Journey, which I think leaves you in just the right place because it's the best attraction in all of any theme parks I've ever been on, I think. And yeah, that's it. But you've also experiencing it in chronological order as well, or in student order.
Yeah.
You go, you go to your books, you draw your money out, you gotta take the train, you get to school.
I guess that would just be with the assumption, though, when you put Gringotts in there, that that you're starting school as they are finishing up their chapter, but then once you go over and ride Forbidden Journey, then they're like younger and already back in school.
No, not for the kids. I see what you're saying with the timeline.
Though.
For me, I am the wizard.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I will be like, what is going on? What school have my parents signed me up for where their children are aging so rapidly in reverse? Is this a Benjamin Button school? What is this? You know,
Benjamin Button. So you
Definitely
are
a Hufflepuff.
You are locked in on Gringotts.
yes.
That's my way of saying that. Hogwarts Express, and then Forbidden Journey. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's my, like, if I can only do that limited number of things, I think that's what I do.
Okay. Not a bad plan, but that gets us very hungry, and we want lunch.
Well,
And
that's the best part, because then you're, fudge. Okay.
Well, you want to go right away? You want to just go?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
you go.
Because my idea was it goes right into lunch, and for lunch you're gonna go to, I would say, the Leaky Cauldron, but you're at school now. What are you gonna do?
You could always take the Hogwarts Express back over.
So okay,
again.
I get another ride.
Yeah.
Okay, then another ride to Hogwarts Express, and you eat your lunch at the Leaky Cauldron because I think it's a little more. I find the Leaky. I love both. Don't get me wrong. I like the Three Broomsticks. I like Leaky Cauldron. But if you could only eat at one, I would recommend Leaky Cauldron because they have all the cool drinks like the Otter's Fizzy lemonade, orange juice. I forget what it was. I like that. You get your different types of butter, whatever. But I like the food. The food is a little more. It feels a little more authentic to that area as opposed to like the chicken and the potatoes, which are also delicious. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it is. It's just you have the shepherd's pie and the fish and chips over at Three Broomsticks, and that's kind of your two main elements, and then it's chicken and ribs combo.
Corn on the
Basically the
cob.
thing you get at every single other quick service location around the area. So I feel like they have to up their game in that kitchen because it is in the Wizarding World, but it's still the same types of food. So,
and if you can get a Scotch egg, you need to go get your Scotch egg, and the Scotch egg is at the Leaky Cauldron.
There you go with that. So for my lunch, I'm actually we are saying the ideal day, and so for me,
For me, it's gonna be
ideally,
my.
it is gonna be May.
Why are you Forrest Gump singing that song? It's gonna be May.
Shut up, shut up! I will take us to Bubba Gumps for my ideal day. I will not.
You will not. I had that
not.
razor blade potato chip where I bled out that meal. Do you not remember that?
Oh, I remember that. That was a good time. I'm going to go with, if it is my ideal day, again, kind of like you, I'm going to transcend all time and space in this.
Oh.
I'm going to
As
go
he
to...
says in his TARDIS shirt.
Yeah. Ironic. I'm going to make sure I go on the one day back in 2013, the last time Green Eggs and Ham was actually open. And I want to try this.
Was that really the last time it was open? Did we find out? Is that?
I think so.
It's just crazy. It's a signature food for our land. How do you not serve green eggs and ham? That's my one, like, they're like logic complaint. That's the complaint I'll have. Why are you not selling green eggs and ham somewhere?
Yeah.
What you know about green eggs and ham?
Okay, that happened. Yeah, I think I read somewhere once that it may have opened up for like 1 week in 2015, but it just needs to open back up and give it another shot. We're in a new time. People are more open to things like green food. It's a new evolution. It's a new era in food. So I don't think green eggs and ham is overly ridiculous. You know what? Have
Lord.
the options. Serve the pizza. Serve the
Yeah,
breakfast
that's
pizza
what I'm saying.
there.
Bring out the pizza.
It doesn't have to be just your normal green eggs and ham sandwich or a green eggs and ham platter. Make it the pizza too. People clearly like the pizza for the Grinch and Friends breakfast. There are options to make this place a viable restaurant. So in my ideal world, that is where I'm going for lunch because I really want it. You know what? I might, and if I didn't like it, I would
Wait.
switch my mind to Fast Food Boulevard.
Ew, gross. Wait, Fast Food Boulevard.
The Simpsons.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought Toon Lagoon, and I was like, "What's
No.
wrong with you? You know we hate that there.
No.
You know that you wanna
Blondie.
a wimpy would be nice. Those
Yeah,
don't
I would-
exist anymore either.
No, I would also, that would be another place that I wish I could just eat at once. And I remember I remember the last time it was open. I walked past it and I was like, I should eat this because I've never seen it open before, but I'm not in the mood for a hamburger, and then I've never seen it open again since.
It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because there are so many places that are open that are just serving the same thing. And you know me by now. You know I like those themed things. Like it could probably be terrible, but because it's themed, I like it that much more.
Make a super specialty Wimpy's burger. Make it extravagant. Make it the deluxe burger of
imagine-
Universal.
Yeah, I imagine a Wimpy's burger has like sloppy Joe on top of it.
I
Because
would,
when he was eating the cartoon, it always kind of dripped out at the bottom.
yeah. Speaking of that, that's what my lunch is today. Oh, good times. Yeah. So
Okay, so you're in 2013, and I am in some unknown era. Although you're staying at a hotel in the future somehow. But
yeah, well, we're bouncing all around time. So it's now time for my 3 afternoon attractions. And
Oh wait, we're doing more attractions.
oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
okay. So for mine, now that I am over here, I just finished up at Green Eggs and Ham. The first thing I'm going to go over and do is make myself sick over at the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. Of course.
Spitterman.
JP Spitterman. And
I'm doing the same thing, by the way. So I'm just tagging
okay.
along here.
Oh,
now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great. We're allowed to be together on that. We've talked about it very recently. I feel like we had a show where we gushed about it, the Marvel Superhero Island show. So I don't need to go that much into it, but it's obviously one of our favorite attractions, and it is one of 2 attractions that I believe that anyone has to do if they're going to Universal. If you only see 2 things, you see Forbidden Journey and Spider-Man.
Yeah,
So-
I honestly think that actually Forbidden Journey and Spider-Man, it's a toss-up for me. Which one? I know I just said Forbidden Journey earlier, but it's a toss-up to me. Those are the 2 best attractions I've ever been on, I think.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the emotional resonance of working at Forbidden Journey, it might be Spider-Man for me. But when you add in the history too, it makes everything messy. So that is what I am doing for my first attraction. And then for my next attraction, even though it's not anything special, unique, out of the ordinary, I love Jurassic Park River Adventure. It's just, it's so good. I know it is the most basic of rides. I know that the dinosaurs like half work anymore, and it's
but
kind of sad and decrepit.
You
but
still do it to see the T-Rex at the end.
Exactly.
Because it's a big T-Rex.
yeah, it's all about that ending, the T-Rex, and
Then
then
drop,
that drop,
put
and
your stomach in the knot as you go.
And I like that you don't necessarily, if you know the right seats to sit in and your boat is weighted, it's weighted properly, you know that you can go on without being like completely drenched. And so you can still maintain your day. And yeah, and it's Jurassic Park. Hearing the music, being in that atmosphere, the Raptors, it's all good. And then, as I've already alluded to, my third attraction that I would hit my final one for the day, I'm gonna have to end it at Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, the ultimate attraction at Universal, still to this day, now upgraded with 4K screens. So it's moving into the 21st
What is
century.
the Forbidden
Journey? Yeah, they finally added 4K projectors on to
When did that
all the
happen?
carousels while we were in Italy. It
Oh,
happened.
okay, so I haven't done it yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's brighter and more visible than it's ever been before in Orlando, which is a good thing. Their projectors have definitely been showing their age over the years. It felt crisp and so new when I started there, and then it felt like it just got worse and worse over time.
It looked like you were supposed to be wearing 3D glasses because you're like, it was like just off enough that you were like, are these images this blurry because it was originally conceived to be in 3D? And you're like, no, it's just a little off.
Yeah, it's just what age does. But so yeah, that's my third attraction. So we already have your first with Spider-Man. But
Okay,
what else
no,
are you
wait.
gonna
I
get?
take back Spider-Man being the first because I want to. Since I've been bouncing back and forth in the morning, I want to streamline the afternoon. So I'm at Leaky Cauldron in Studios right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here and I'm going to hop on The Mummy
Okay.
because I'm the world's largest Brendan Fraser fan.
Yeah.
And not because I love The Mummy, because I love Blast from the Past. So I'm watching this. I'm riding this
Because they
ride.
must.
Because he must. I was thinking about another part that I'm not going to say because of the bad word in it, but Nathan Fillion in that movie, wonderful. But
Use my elevator alone.
so I am going to do that, and then I am going to go over to Islands of Adventure, and that's when I'll be doing Spider-Man.
Okay.
Following that up, ending with your post-lunch ride, Jurassic Park. There, in the event that I do get drenched, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
So I could never be in a place that had a Jurassic Park themed thing and I didn't do it, a Spider-Man themed thing and I didn't do it, a Harry Potter thing and I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like I love the other stuff too. I love ET and that's me, but I'm like, these are some of the must see things.
About the only other one that I would throw in, and I know it's very much I would be in the minority on it, but I also love the Simpsons ride. Not necessarily it makes me sick too, but I love
It's very
everything
funny
about it.
It's so funny. There are so many jokes happening so quickly, and it is the video in it is so well done. Like it is at its core the most Simpsons thing. It's like when I watch the Simpsons movie and I think, was this movie bad? And I rewatch it and I'm like, no, it's like a great episode of the show. And it's like everything is on point in that. That's what the ride is too.
Yeah, and it's just again, it's filled with so many gags. The Q video having all like when you're waiting in line, having like all the best ofs at like theme park moments that you can also see if you're sitting at the Duff gardens outside. So there's it just blends all so well. That would be my honorable mention on that, but no time for honorable mentions because we got to get to dinner, and this is a hard choice. There are so many options, but if I had only one choice for dinner, and this is a hard one choice, I think ultimately you might think I would say something like Cowfish. You might think I'd say something like NBC. I would actually.
No, I thought you were going to say Toothsome.
I know I would. I like Toothsome, but that wouldn't be my one. If I'm talking about an ideal day after going.
Oh, you want them nachos?
No, after going hard and heavy all day like that, I need a steak. So I would actually go to the Palm over at the Hard Rock.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was a really good... I've only been there the one time with you when I first started, and that was a really good meal.
Yeah. And I know the Palm, it's like Hard Rock, everything else. The Palm is they even have one in freaking JFK. It's
really?
Yeah, it's not everywhere. I know it's in New York, but our closest location is obviously Hard Rock. That's the only one that I could ever easily get to, and I think it's an awesome steakhouse. It was
I loved it, yeah.
delicious, and on top of that too, good. I've been there many times at the bar to have cocktails, and on point. Nothing like feeling like you're back in an episode of Mad Men than sitting there and having a good Manhattan or an old fashioned. Or a martini, whatever your poison is. But I love the atmosphere. I love everything about it, and it's a big, hearty, filling meal. Not that there's not other great places there, but that's it for me.
I'm drawn. It's tough because my two choices. I used to love cowfish. My issue with it now is just the menu has become so it limited. It's smaller. It's streamlined for the taste, and that's understandable. But I think that, I'm trying to think, well, am I by myself? Am I with other people?
It's your ideal day.
My ideal day, I have like NBC and Twosome. And I'm trying to think what the more unique experience is that I want to take back with me is probably Twosome. And the food is good. Like, I have not had food there that I have not enjoyed.
Yeah.
I like the drinks too and stuff like that. And I'm probably not getting a milkshake because I'm alone, and that's a lot to drink alone. I'm not shaming you if you do drink that much. I just don't drink that much milk in my life. So, yeah, that's probably what I do. I do Twosome, and then I follow that up with maybe a beer at NBC. And if I've left space, maybe I'll even get a little appetizer over there with the cheese curds or something.
Wow.
I don't know. Am I just puking now because I've eaten so much food? I don't know.
You're just a regular fatty Magoo.
Yeah. Well, my perfect experience involves eating and drinking my way through places. So
Good. So now we cap off the night with our late night activity. Can be anything we choose. Could be Rising Star, as we've been gushing about lately. Could be going to another bar that you want. Could be going to play the mini golf, which I think takes on a new life at night once everything's all lit up. But for me, I'm actually going to have to start heading back towards the hotel.
Oh my God, if you say the same thing I'm about to say.
I was thinking about stopping at Strongwater Tavern inside my hotel because it's nice and easy. But I'm actually going to keep going and walk over to your hotel. And exactly what you said earlier in the day, after I just had some cocktails and a big steak at the Palm, feeling like I'm in Mad Men, I'm going to continue that vibe, hanging out at the Swizzle Lounge and having more late night cocktails over there and just ending off my night not being able to walk.
See, I think I'm going to stop at your hotel at Strongwater Tavern. I'm going to see if I can sit outside on the patio area and just have that view of the water, the theme park with all the lights and everything on. And if it's Christmas time, there's probably some Christmas lights up somewhere too.
Often,
I'm just gonna sit
off in
there.
the distance.
Yeah.
Well, that actually, both of our days seem pretty fun. I'll say that.
Yeah, yours involves traveling through time, so definitely.
Maybe in my ideal day they opened it up.
They finally have reopened it. We are going to get these places opened.
We will make it our goal. We will start petitions that we'll get.
The last thing I do while working for the day, or while living in Orlando. So I'm not even limiting it to the days. While living in Orlando, it is going to be having green eggs and ham served to me from the giant ham.
That's a good goal. So, obviously, those are our ideal days, as we said. If you want to play along with it, if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, down in the comments below, you feel free to leave us what your ideal day would be. It doesn't have to be all the same things that we said. It could just be picking here and there. But yeah, we want to hear what it is. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, you can email us if you want, or jump over on YouTube and see all the craziness that's happening there too. It's always a good time. But that is our days. So thank you so much, Ryno, for sharing yours with me.
Yes, I'm glad we had them separately.
Yes, thank you. That is the ideal day.
Lonely.
Ronry.
Lonely. I'm so lonely.
There we go. I got the singing in too. And where else was I going with this? Oh, that's right. Thank you to everyone out there who listened and watched this. And of course, if you need more information, head over to disunplug.com. It'll have links to our social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that goodness. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed still. A lot of people out there who still aren't subscribed. I know they're watching every week, but they haven't hit that button yet. It's time to commit. Go all in on that. Leave those comments down below. Hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, of course, make sure you're subscribed to that too, so it downloads automatically, as well as rating and reviewing us. So thank you once again to everyone out there who listened and watched this. I hope you enjoyed it, had fun with us, and we will be back next week with another episode of the Dis Unplugged Universal Edition. But until then, remember, no resolution.